Hi, because our course's first face-to-face lesson is not till next week, we've prepared a video to introduce our course, Mitk, Alef, and Bet for engineering students online. You can stop at any time by clicking on the pause button to read the slides more carefully. If this is your first online course, it isn't so easy to be alone in a room, even in the library, learning English on your own. So, what are the keys to success? Budget your time so you're not doing the entire lesson the night before it's due. Keep up with all the tasks and assignments. Review the feedback from the instructor or the computer-generated feedback. Check the lesson sum up in Moodle about a week after each lesson closes. Email immediately when you have a question. Contact your instructor in general if you have difficulties. And after you do the midterm exam, come review it in open notebooks in our caravan behind the library. So how does the course work? Each week there's an online lesson. It opens on Wednesday morning and it closes on the following Wednesday morning by 8 a.m. In that week, you're expected to complete the Moodle tasks and assignments and submit all of them. You will get feedback, as already described, or in the lesson sum up. Don't forget there are 3 face-to-face lessons on campus. They're important. If you do not complete a Moodle assignment or task, you receive a 0 for it. This 0 is averaged into your class grade, and we'll talk about the class grade shortly. Assignments and tasks cannot be made up, except for Army Reserve duty and other exceptional situations. So, let's look at how you get your feedback and where your grades are in Moodle. You will get regular feedback and messages from lecturers during the course. The messages could come from the Luach Hodaot in Moodle or from the teacher's private email account. You will get corrections and comments on questions in the Moodle quizzes and on your Moodle assignments that you've uploaded. In the lesson sum up, we also notify you if you did not submit an assignment or complete a task. And in Moodle, we post the weekly lesson sum up. You are responsible for checking grades and reading all messages. So check your email every day. Let's go to the next slide to see your grades. This is a snapshot of a course site. Under this course, you will see grades in writing and a square icon. Look carefully at the red arrow. Click on grades, and this will open up. Your grades will look something like this. This is from a previous student, and you can see his or her grades for reading tasks here between 0 and 100. If you don't see a score for a task, don't panic. Either you haven't submitted it yet, or it hasn't been graded by your instructor yet. So how do you see feedback in the Moodle quizzes? After you finish the quiz, click on the blue link of that quiz. Look for a review button or link. Click on it. Then go through each question. Check for computer-generated feedback or personal feedback. So computer-generated feedback looks something like this. And you can see the student got this answer wrong. Now, this is computer-generated feedback, but it's specific and explains why the correct answer is correct. There's another type of feedback for questions that require you to answer in Hebrew or English by typing in a Moodle text box. This is specific teacher-generated feedback, which actually responds directly to the student's answer. Now, if you've uploaded Word files for your teacher, you will receive corrections in an email using Review and Track Changes. You click on that at the top of that Word document. You'll see the mistakes and corrections in 2 different colors, and you'll see your score typed at the bottom of your document in color. You will receive that graded document by email, so open it, save it, and of course, review the comments and corrections. If you upload a PDF file, the corrections are different. Here's an example of a student who got an answer correct, and here's an example of a teacher's comment. Here's more examples of how a teacher may mark a PDF file. So your teachers can't read your minds, but we certainly can read your writing. When you have a question, email and ask. We can meet face-to-face or online. Don't stay silent when you have a question or a problem. So let's look at some email points. The subject line must be complete. No subject line, it goes to junk mail or spam, and it's not read. What should be in your subject line? Your name, your course name or letter, the day, if there's 2 courses in 1 week of the same level, and the topic of your email, what the email is about. For example, Yaakov Levy, Mitk Alef, Thursday class, Writing Smart Home Future. So your teacher knows that Yaakov is in the Thursday Mitk Alef class and has a question about the smart home of the future writing task. And please end by your email by signing with your first name and last initial. Let's take a look at an email account. This is being sent to an instructor, and here's the subject line, and it says Shiri Rothman, B, MQ, how to deal with vocab not open. So Shiri is learning in Mitk Bet, and there's a Moodle quiz called How to Deal with Vocabulary that's not open. And this is urgent. You can see that she repeated it in the message and she signed it. Now, why is this so important? Because Rupin teachers generally have between 60 and 120 students per semester. There are many students with the same name sometimes, even in the same course, even with the same first name and last name. So we can prioritize how we're going to answer the email if we know who is emailing us, what course they're in, which day of the week, and what the issue is. This is important to help you move ahead with the tasks during the week. Here's an example of some subject lines. I'm not going to read them to you. You can pause and read them on your own. So, labeling a document for some teachers is very important. The document label needs your name, the course name or course letter, and day, and the name of the task. For example, Vladimir B, writing personal response. Vladimir is a Mitk Bet student and is uploading the personal response writing assignment. This is important because when teachers download all of the classes writing tasks, it'll go in alphabetical order by the name of the student. I'm sure you want to know how the course grade is broken down. This, by the way, is also up at the top of Moodle. When we say the top of Moodle, we mean everything above Lesson 1. So there are 3 components: the class grade, which is 50%, the midterm, which is 15%, and the final exam, which is 35%. Now let's take a look at the class grade components. The first component is a combination of reading comp, reading strategies, and language, and that includes vocabulary and grammar. It's worth 60% of the class grade. Listening is worth 15%, and the writing tasks are worth 25%. Together, that makes 100%. So, how do you pass the course? You need to pause this and read this very carefully. It's also in the syllabus at the top of Moodle. But you must get a 60 on the final exam, and you must get a 60 in the class grade. Regarding the midterm exam, please read this carefully. If you decide not to take the midterm exam, there is no Moed Bet for it, and the weight of the final exam automatically becomes 50%. We highly recommend you take the midterm exam because it's a great way to practice for the final test. And come see your scores and how you can do better at Open Notebooks in the Teacher Caravan. The face-to-face meetings are important. They're short. Please be on time and bring a charged smartphone and a laptop and the dictionary that you will use in your exams. We end with a quote about doing the impossible. Email if you have any questions, and we'll see you next week.